In order to check out equipment, you have to log on to the JCM Patron or web portal system. The website is listed in your syllabus. You will log in with your ID and the password that you use for logging in UA's website. And then I'm going to go ahead and press login. You're definitely going to see a lot more gear on my checkout than you'll see with yours because I teach advanced classes, so we use a lot of other equipment that you won't even see as options. So don't freak out if you see that when you log in. So once you log in, you'll see it has your name. It lets you see if you currently have any reservations, and I don't have any at the moment. If I currently have any gear checked out, like if you maybe forgot what all you checked out, you can look here and see everything that you definitely need to return. History, it will show you what you've checked out and when, so you can see I've been checking out gear over the summer. And then if you have any groups. So this kind of shows you the groups that I'm in. So I do the advanced videography, the intro, the amphitheater, and other things. So you will probably just have your intro to media production course right here. Now the reservations, since I don't have any reservations, I need to make a new reservation. Remember, you have to have the new action card in order to check out the gear. They will not take any other form of identification. So you have to get that before you can check out the gear. And you need gear, as you can see on the outline, next week. So make sure that you do reserve the gear at least 10 hours prior to your lab, or in the future, 10 hours prior to when you want to pick up the gear. It will not let you reserve any gear if it is lower than 10 hours. So I'm going to create a new reservation. And you can see here I already have a red exclamation mark, and that lets you know that there's an error. And if you click on it, it will tell you what the error is. It says that I actually have to have an event title. So you do have to actually type something in this event title. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a time that I want to pick up the gear, and we're going to say the 27th because obviously they're closed on the weekend. And we know that we have to pick it up at 9:15, but with your tutorials, you will be able to pick up the gear. Say your lab starts at 9, you will be able to go at 9 and pick up the gear. So I'm going to say 9 a.m. and we'll see if it gives me an error message. And then you will return it after your lab because the other labs will need to check out the gear as well. And remember, you can't check out gear until after the holidays. So after September 3rd, you'll be able to start checking out gear on September 4th. So since I know I'm going to bring it back early, generally it is a 24 checkout period when you actually can check out the gear. But since it's for the tutorial on Monday or whenever your labs are next week, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to take it back at 10:50. Let's try that again. 10:50 a.m. You do have to have the event title. So what you can do is go ahead and put it on there for the tutorial. So you can say camera tutorial, in-class tutorial. If you want to add a note to the staff, you could do that here. So if you wanted to remind them what lab you're in or what a little bit more information about what you're checking it out for, you can. And then now all we have to do is add resources. If you hit review and submit, you should get an error message because you haven't picked any gear. So we're going to hit add resources, and it's going to bring up information here. You will only see a certain amount of gear when you come to this because you're only in JCM 201. However, I'm going to have a lot more gear than you will see because I teach several classes and advanced classes, so you're going to see gear that you don't even have access to. Now, the thing you have to remember is that depending on what lab you're in depends on what gear you can check out. If you reserve the wrong gear and you actually check it out and take it out of the camera checkout, they will charge you $25. So it's critical that you listen to this point. If you are in Instructor Daines's class, you can only check out the Canon T5i. So again, if you are in Instructor Daines's class, you can only check out the T5i. If you are in Instructor Shore's or Musgrove's class, you can only check out the Canon XA25. Again, if you reserve it and take the wrong gear out, you will be charged a $25 fee because you're taking out equipment that belongs to the other lab. There's just not enough cameras for everybody, so we have divided it out. The grip is where you can go and find different grip. For you guys, it'll only be tripods, and you can only check out a medium tripod. We have the Benro and the Manfrotto. Either of those can go out to either lab. So if you're in Instructor Daines's class, you can get the Benro or the Manfrotto. If you're in Instructor Shore's or Musgrove's class, you can either get the Benro or the Manfrotto. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's pretend I'm in Instructor Shore's class. So I'm going to click on the Canon XA25. You can see that everything is white, which means that it is open. There is nothing reserved. Green means it would be reserved for me. Yellow would show me that they're checked out, so you can kind of see how many are checked out. So I can click on Add, and then you can see up in your cart, you already have one item. It's almost like shopping, but you don't get to keep it. So I have one Canon XA25 in my cart. You can read a full description. Sometimes there'll be more information, sometimes not. And you can also see the picture of the gear that you're going to be reserving. You also have to bring a tripod to class for your tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Benro, and I'm going to click Add. And so now I have it in my cart. If you forget and you remember that you are trying to reserve gear that is not for your lab but the other, you can hit Remove, and it will take it out. And then if I wanted to, I could change it to a different one. Either tripod is fine. And now I can actually go reserve the gear and check out. So I can go ahead and hit my cart, and it's going to tell you when I want to pick it up, when I'm going to return it. If you have a special note, you can put on there, and then that I'm getting one Benro and one Canon XA25. So I'm going to say submit reservation, but if you notice you have an error and you need to get more gear, you can always hit continue editing. However, for your tutorials, when it has the basic camera tutorials, the only thing you will need to bring to class is the designated camera for your lab and a tripod. Everyone must bring a camera and a tripod to class. Again, if you are in Instructor Daines's class, you can only check out the Canon T5i. If you are in Instructor Shore's or Musgrove, you can only check out the Canon XA25. If you check out and take out the wrong camera, the equipment room will charge you a $25 fee. Later in the semester, you actually can check out different microphones, and you can actually check out the Zoom H4n. The Zoom H4n is our audio recorder, and it is the only audio recorder that all of the labs can check out. The Zoom H6 is reserved for advanced classes. So now that I have everything I want, I can go ahead and hit submit reservation. And it says, congratulations, it's been confirmed because I reserved it, and I already have an email, and that's what that little noise was letting me know. So if you go to your email, you can actually see it will send you an email, and it tells you, hey, we sent you an email to let you know, and that my reservation was confirmed. I can go back to the beginning, and I can look at my reservations, and I can also check and see everything is there and that the approval is pending because nobody's there at 12:10 a.m. in the morning. So I can click on my reservation. I can look at it and see it. I can make an edit to it if I need to, or in this instance, since I don't need it, I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel reservation. This is also a great option if you realize after the fact that you reserved the wrong equipment and you need to change what camera you checked out. You can hit cancel reservation, and I'm going to say yes, I want to cancel my reservation.